All right. Let's get it.
Scotch, bourbon, and rye, yeah, we on that whiskey. Wanna discuss an array of topics, conversation simply. Gonna drop your whiskey bars with the sip hitting for. Could you pass it? You want more? Another glass, let it flow. Steady pour. Steady pour. Yeah, a steady pour. A steady pour of growing, a steady pour of sharing, a steady pour of knowing. Now pass that Glen Carry. So pull up a chair, grab a glass, and enjoy a melanin-infused perspective with a whiskey twist. Yeah, yeah, a steady pour.
A steady pour, Cal. A steady pour, Tone. A steady pour, Drew. What it do, y'all? Hey. Welcome to another episode of A Steady Pour Podcast. I'm your pour coach, Drew.
Calvin.
Tony, what's up?
And we are your co-hosts, back for another episode. And before we begin, make sure you like, follow, and subscribe.
Yes.
Yes.
Dope.
Thank you.
And it goes a long way.
Absolutely.
Appreciate y'all. So how we been, fellas? How we been? How's the bottle buying going? Huh?
It's going. It had to slow down for me.
Yeah.
There's so many bottles. There's so many things. Like, you can go for new stuff, plenty of new stuff. You can go for just kind of like your everyday pour stuff, plenty of everyday pour stuff. You could try to find all the allocated and all that stuff. Plenty of stuff out there. It's just
Overwhelming, too much.
it's a lot. Mm-hmm. It is a lot.
And I think distilleries are releasing a lot more now than it feels like ever before to me, like at every kind of price level, right?
Yeah.
Like we've seen, Wild Turkey 8-year, the old Fitz 7-year that's like at a decent price.
Right.
But they want to be shelfers, but then you still have your allocated stuff. You know, it truly is what they say, the whiskey glut, right? Like that.
Yeah.
It really is feeling like, okay, now we're seeing all these distilleries were like planning for this when they were gonna, be able to release all this stuff. Now it's actually, we're seeing the fruits of it now. And it's,
Right.
It's a lot.
It's all hitting the scene all at
And
once.
you can't get everything. You
Right.
can't.
No, I mean, some people can, but
Right.
we can.
No.
I know I can.
Maybe between us, we can get enough of what's going on.
Even between us, and it's a lot between us. It's still
we're
there's
not
still
gonna get everything.
so much other stuff out there.
Right.
Right. I think we've come a long way, though. I feel like we went through quite a journey of buying, spending habits, especially when you think about our first season, right? Our first couple seasons, where we were like, we're not reviewing anything or buying anything above $50. And then we gave you...
I told you lies for Rick.
And we gave you a hard time because you deviated for one episode and you bought an $80 Chestnut Hill Farms.
Yeah, it's all your fault, really.
Of course it is.
And then obviously after the second season, I mean, we blew that out. Like it's...
Yeah.
yeah.
As soon as we got put on the stuff that was like
Better.
just like consistently good,
Right.
that you're not really gonna find for less than 80, 90, 100, and then we started finding stuff that was like 120 and 130 and 150, and we're
Well, even more now, too.
Yeah.
I think
Yes.
it was actually a little bit easier when we were doing that.
it
stuff.
was.
But we still struggled and
When
tried
we
a lot of
first
that
started,
stuff.
we could find antique 107 on the shelves for $89 in New Jersey when we first started.
Oh. Yeah.
We didn't know to look for it.
Within a year, right?
We didn't know
exactly.
to look for it. That was the
No.
problem.
Honestly, I would say that's probably been, if we're talking like change and development in spending habits, I think my spending habits are the same. I'm cheap. But, right, so I'm always looking for the deal, but now the knowledge has grown, so I know where the deals are a little bit more accurately. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not sold by the marketing as much. I'm not, you know what I mean? I know who's making quality over not. So, and I know more MSRP over what I used to know back then.
Right. What we should be paying for stuff.
Right. And then, so just having that general knowledge, if I see a 107 on the shelf for 89, I am buying it immediately.
Yeah. Right. But then there just have been a lot of offerings coming out. Before that, it was like single barrels. Everyone was coming out with a single barrel of something, and everybody. And then people were coming out with their own blends, right? Their own whiskey companies, and then there's all these other, especially as you go down the rabbit hole with other whiskey enthusiasts. All of a sudden, you start developing FOMO. For missing out on something, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then you feel like at that moment, if you're in there, you have to almost buy it all without even knowing what it tastes like. Which that's the part I can't get over. Like, I can't get over that. Like, I'm not dropping all of this money trying to find that miracle pour or whatever without even trying it. I feel like I have more. I think I noticed that this is probably like maybe 2 years ago. That like if at this rate, like I'm getting bottles that are like okay for a large amount of price. So I had to create a guardrail for myself. Like, I can't go past like 200, maybe 250. I mean, there's some depends on certain things.
Right.
I can't go past 250 and buying a bottle and not knowing what it tastes like.
Right.
I have to have a sample for somewhere, tasted it, and then I'm like, oh, this is dope. I'm buying another one, right? But that's usually the case. By the time you could taste it, it's usually gone.
Yeah.
So I'd rather at this point just start, hanging out with other folks that like, oh, he got that bottle. Maybe I'll just taste it.
Right. And I guess that's where bottle shares really come in handy.
It does. Yeah. I mean, I feel like that's where we've gotten to try a lot of things that otherwise we just wouldn't have been able to try. Also, there's some bars, especially like in Kentucky, that we will go to.
Oh, yeah. Can literally especially in Kentucky.
Taste through things and be like, okay, that is worth the chase, right? And even worth, maybe dipping into, over MSRP. Now, when you're talking about over MSRP, how much? That's always a question.
My general rule, I will refuse to spend more than twice MSRP on anything.
BTAC.
My general rule.
Okay.
There may be an exception to that, but I know me and my cheapness. I'll be all right.
Yeah.
I mean, like, there's enough out there. If I don't get that particular bottle and it's like 3 times MSRP, I'm good.
You're good. And we're gonna get to try it at some point somewhere.
Right.
So,
but and it's funny that you mentioned the trying it part, especially at a bar. Is I would say back when we first started this, going down the rabbit hole of this whiskey journey of ours, I would look at someone silly for spending $20, $30, $40, $50 on a 1 or 2 ounce pour of anything.
Right.
Now, though, to your point, I can't spend $400, $500, $600
without
on something
taste.
Right. Without at least now that $30 on that 1 or 2 ounce pour, that $40, that makes more sense to me. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Because if you're willing to spend the $300-$400 on any bottle, period, then spending that $30 makes perfect sense.
Right.
Because you just want to see what that's like.
Yeah. I remember the first time I did that. I think I probably mentioned it in the first episode, or not the first episode, but like an earlier episode of where I spent probably $50 or $60 or something like that on an old Fitz. I can't remember which year it was, at a bar. And the girl sitting like next to me at the bar, she could not believe it. She was like, "What did you just do?" And I'm like, "Yeah, this is old Fitz." And, I was feeling really baller at the time. Like, I was like, Glencairn, he gave me. Then I think she joked, or she wasn't joking. She was like serious. She was like, "Oh yeah, my dad probably would like that."
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, "Wow."
You feel old as shit.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, that's the one guardrail that I think I've really been noticing that I have now is that, like, if If it's above 250, I haven't tasted it. Probably not gonna buy it. Or I mean, I might say like, yo, y'all trying to half on this or something like
split a
this,
bottle.
or, yeah. But especially if I'm falling into that FOMO trap, or this could be a really dope pour.
Yeah.
What are those other? What are those? I want to say intangibles or stats about the whiskey where you haven't tasted it that makes you want to say, okay, I might want to buy this even though I haven't tasted it yet. Is it the year? Is it the who's it from?
I was about to say, I think for me, it's probably more who's it from than it would be. I think number one, it would be who is it from. Number two would probably be age. And then number three might be, and I realize that this is going to sound like I'm saying the same thing twice, but like, who made it? Because a lot of the bottles out there are sourced. Right. So you could get stuff that you know the brand and you know what the things that they're going to come out with.
Right.
And you kind of have a sense of their general palate and the things that they put out, and okay, well, that brand, for the most part, I can kind of start at a certain level.
Yeah.
And that certain level will kind of lend to the likelihood that I would spend a certain amount of money on a bottle, right? But then it could be a newer brand, but that they're sourcing it from a reputable sourcing spot. You know what I mean? A place that puts out kind of consistent source material.
Yeah.
And that will still kind of alter where I would put it on the how much am I willing to like take a chance on this bottle type of deal.
What about you, Tone?
Yeah, I mean, I think what Cal said is pretty good. Might flip the order around a little bit, but it's really who's making this or who's picking this. That could be also something.
Right.
Single barrel, right? If it's someone I trust, and I know that they're gonna pick something quality and that. But it does matter what the source distillate is. That's really important, right? If it's not something that I'm interested in from the jump, I'm not going to drop a certain amount on it. There's all these things of like, how much
Mashbill.
per year I was going to say you would spend, right? Like if it's,
yeah.
if it's a 10-year and it's in that $100 to $150 range, it's like okay, that's pretty decent because it's aged. That doesn't always mean quality, but sometimes it's a good indicator of that. Also proof, if it's
right.
If it's
the
80,
barrel
if it's 80
proof,
proof, am I gonna really spend
What if
even close to $100 on it? Probably not. Probably not.
Right.
If it's up in that range that we are accustomed to. With age, now we're talking about
now we're talking
so
120 plus on the proof and 10 plus years,
and it's not always gonna be good. It's just there's gonna be some times, like Drew said, if you haven't tried it,
there's gonna be
you're taking a chance.
What if one of the only things you might know some other things, but what if one of the things is that their previous batch sold out immediately? Does that in itself make you want to say, I'm buying, I gotta buy the next one?
No.
Yeah, there's a lot of hype and a lot of, I feel like that's a lot of kind of smoke and mirrors.
Right. And some
it can
companies,
be that it was great and that it just sold out, but it could also be that, some companies do like giveaways to, to people and to influencers to try and get them to
some
hype it up.
companies' street
And it
teams
works.
are real good.
Yeah, the marketing.
Like sometimes
can be
their
really
marketing is just the bomb.
And then you try things and you're like, oh.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of that's going on.
It's a big one for me? Bullet. I'm not a fan of Bullet.
No one
but
said
their
anything.
street team their marketing is fucking fantastic.
I never heard anybody say Bullet sold out. What are you talking about?
No, I'm just saying.
he's
I'm just
marketing
saying,
in
as
general.
far as marketing and popularity, Bullet is super popular in these streets.
Yeah,
Okay.
it is.
And why? You know what I'm saying?
I would just say that's probably just at Well, I don't know. It's just the
They
level.
street team is
just
the bomb.
just the level of the person that's enjoying. Because I remember I thought I was doing something when I with Bullet when I like early Bullet.
That's what I'm saying.
Basil Hayden. What was the other? But yeah, I remember those two. But
Right.
My coworker loves Bullet. He's like, Bullet, nah. I'm like, all right. Hey,
Right,
buddy.
exactly. It's like,
it's
all
cheap.
right.
It's cheap. I think, it's probably he just enjoys the taste of it. And, he hasn't had all of the things we've had to be like, oh, it's actually
anything
not,
compared to it.
I will say the Bottled and Bond that they came out with recently, I don't know if it was this year or last year, that's pretty good. And I'm not a big Bullet guy, but I had that at a bottle share, and I was like, okay. Okay. Like, that's pretty solid.
Right, and that's all good and well.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm not
Yeah.
necessarily trying to rag on
No,
Bullet. I'm
no,
just
yeah.
not a fan
There's
of
other
it.
brands that
And it
are-
is super popular for something that's just kind of okay.
Well, yeah, I think something to that. I mean, we don't have to go super deep into this, but I think it's hard for us to think about sometimes that we're the outliers of, like, bourbon enthusiasts and stuff. Like, the people who are, like, consistently going out and buying bourbon, like, week after week and, like, going in and getting the exact same thing and stuff, that's their base. Like, that's, you know what I mean? Like, that's how they're selling. I think that's how they're affording to do. That's how I feel.
I don't know. I would disagree. I would disagree because
Buffalo Trace.
You said as
Jack,
bourbon
number 7.
as bourbon enthusiasts. I would disagree. As a everyday consumer,
I guess I'm saying that's more of their market share.
is the everyday consumer? Yes.
As
Yes,
opposed
yes.
to
Okay.
that's what I meant to say. As opposed to us
Okay.
who are like, we're going out there and we're trying a whole bunch of different stuff. And
Right.
we're like, we like this,
We're
we don't
getting
like
into the
this.
science. We're getting into the
we're
art,
looking at
we're
mash
getting
bills.
into-
And
right,
a lot of
okay.
people are just like,
Okay.
is it cheap?
Yes.
Can I drink it?
Or how expensive is it? Right.
And it's always-
will it get me drunk?
Yeah.
and it's always consistent. Yeah.
And
Right.
that's
And
what they make their money
consistency, right.
on. They don't make their money on these special project stuff
Yes, and that's fair.
for the most part.
Speaking of new bottles, what do we have to review tonight, Tone?
Yeah, so this is a new release from a distillery that we know pretty well, Maker's Mark,
Okay.
right? We all know Maker's Mark for the the traditional
The everyday
mash bill,
consumer.
right? Yes, exactly what we were talking about. The red wax, that standard Maker's Mark. They've done some special projects and things, but it's always been kind of off of the one mash bill they've done. So this is a new.
They're probably, I would say, one of the more, especially of the bigger ones, just more of the straight up consistent and like rigid as far as how
This is what
they
we do.
make their, but that is
Right.
what they do.
So so this for the first time in 70 years is a new wheat whiskey.
Okay.
So
Not a wheated bourbon.
the
but a
first
wheat
non-bourbon
whiskey.
Okay.
release.
Maker's
Yep.
Mark
right.
is changing it up.
right.
Where's the applause? Applause.
Yeah.
that on
shout
there.
out, shout out.
no,
Wrong one. Oh my god.
no.
Yo. You're the worst. Oh. Yeah. That one for you. Yeah. You have not labeled these yet?
There we go.
There we go.
I can't, Drew. I can't.
Shout out to Maker's Mark for changing it up. Okay.
Shout out, man. So I'm reading here from our buddy David Thomas Tao. He did a review here.
David Thomas Tao.
David Thomas Tao on food and wine. So
If I didn't like him, it's definitely a serial killer name. But go ahead.
don't listen to the hype, David. So it's a new annual release dubbed Star Hill Farm. So it doesn't say Maker's Mark anywhere on it.
It does. Well, on the back, it does.
On the back, sorry.
It says
It's not
from
like-
Maker's Mark.
From
yeah,
Maker's
yeah,
Mark, yeah. So
Nah, they scared. They sound like they
put your name
scared.
on it.
Yeah.
So
Say it with your chest.
it's named after the 1,100 acre Kentucky farm that's been home to Maker's Mark since 1953.
Okay.
So that's the name, and it's a blend of mash bills. One distilled from 70 wheat, 30 malted barley, and the other one is from 100 malted wheat. So it's got kind of like a combination of wheats that they have going on.
Interesting.
Still using the soft red winter wheat that they use in their other mash bill, but it's definitely heavier on the wheat profile.
Right.
So yeah, I mean,
And for something that's all wheat, that is
color
super
on
dark.
It, right? I don't know if they can see that
What,
on camera.
how,
here, but
how old is this?
that's a great question.
I think I recall
7 and 8.
it's between 7 and 8.
Yeah.
Okay.
between 7 and 8 years. MSRP is 100.
Okay.
So
that's not bad.
I've seen it. I've definitely seen it higher than that. As I feel like new product is coming out, but I feel like if you look hard enough, and it's not one of those that you're never going to be able to find at MSRP. So,
right.
But yeah, you guys ready to dig in? Try it out.
Let's try it out.
Are we excited about this?
I'm
Now
excited.
I am.
I'm excited.
Now I am. I wasn't before.
I feel like anytime a big distillery does something for the first time ever,
Or
as like
in
project,
a long time.
yeah, or in a long time, right? It's definitely something to like check out and see, like, what's this about? Like, why now? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, typically Maker's Mark doesn't move me. I don't, that doesn't, like, if you said something was Maker's Mark, I'm, all right, what else?
You don't like that cellar age?
So cellar age is probably the only,
Okay.
the only other
exception to that
is the
rule.
exception to that.
Okay.
But
Some of the private picks I enjoy, I wouldn't say they're all good, but
I think there was one private. I think didn't we do like a
We did a
Maker's Mark blind off?
Yeah,
Something like that? I think
yeah.
there was one, but the population was all Maker's Mark. So we'll see.
yeah. All right.
But that's just been my experience with Maker's Mark. Nothing really like I got that Maker's Mark. I just haven't heard.
It's just not one of those distilleries that you're like clamoring to get.
And perhaps it's because they're so rigid on the consistency, mashbill and
You kind of just know what you're gonna get.
and then they played with the staves, right? They
Right.
did
Yep.
that, right?
We've had
the
a
private
couple
picks.
of those private picks.
Yeah.
That were pretty decent.
Taste like repeat.
Yep.
One black bourbon run.
Yep.
I think we were kind of comparing those. We won't mention the other one.
But I guess for the fact that they are trying something new,
Yeah.
I guess that does kind of like, all right, Leia, let me try this out.
Well, let's
Right.
pour it up, man. Let's see
Yeah.
what you guys think. And shout out to my buddy Mike, Vice of Sly in PA. That's how I was able to grab this. So
Vice of Sly.
that's his
Like
handle.
Stallone.
I don't know what the what that's about, but yeah, I mean the color on this is crazy, man. I think you're right to point that out. It's like a dark red.
Hold on now.
You
There's no.
about to change your mind on Maker's Mark,
There's no.
right?
Felt like when you on the nose, it felt like I walked into a bakery.
Bakery. Okay. Did we say the proof? I don't think we said the proof. 114.7.
Okay. That's right up my alley.
Yep. I feel like I always mention this. There's a little bit of heat on the nose. It's not overwhelming.
That's the oven from the bakery.
Okay.
Shut up.
You know what I mean? He's out here cooking his bread.
But definitely some like I always get on weeded whiskeys. I feel like I always get kind of a softer array of notes, even on the nose and on the palate. It just kind of has a different feel to it, so it's nice.
Well, it definitely got a little bit of that heat on the nose.
Isn't it? Yeah,
There's a
it's
little
neat.
bit of
Little
sting.
singe. That 114 lets you know it's there. All right, anybody taste it yet?
Not yet. I'm nervous.
I mean, I'll just go a little bit. I feel like some of the softer kind of confectionery bakery notes. It's following through on the palate for me. I feel like it rolls through on there. You're getting some like baking spice type notes too with the weeded. Not heavy, but like it's in there. The heat I was getting on the nose is not on the palate for me.
Even on the second sip?
Nope.
Because the first sip, I agree. It wasn't on the palate. But that second sip, got some stang.
On the back end a little bit.
It's heating up. That's the second and third right there.
Right.
No, it
on
doesn't it doesn't
fire.
match that heat that was on the nose though. To me, like it has some heft to the taste, but I don't feel like it's.
Now, I will say
We've had-
this. The speaking of heft on the palate, the like the viscosity, I like. It's a
Yeah.
nice. It's not quite syrupy, but I was expecting this like almost watery kind of feel to it, and I really like the mouth feel
Yeah.
of this. This is it's not what I expected. I expected a thinner feel to it. It's got
Because
a
of
little
it being
bit
weeded?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Expectations was because of
More of a grainy
it being
kind of-
all wheat.
Yeah.
And I was just, because like normally like weeded bourbons just kind of have this light kind of weight to the consistency.
Yeah.
This, I kind of like it.
I kind of like it.
It's pretty all right.
Yeah. I feel like it's more than a graininess and kind of a, you hate to say like, oh, it tastes like wheat, right? Because I mean, obviously it's a wheat whiskey, and like that's not really describing the notes of what you're getting. But I feel like it has more of a kind of deeper, creamy note to it, and a nice mouthfeel on it, which I don't always get on wheated whiskeys.
Right.
So,
It is a pleasant surprise.
yeah. What about you, Drew? I'm very curious.
Yeah, because you like almost done over there.
What's the proof on this?
114?
114.
Almost 115. I think it's
right.
114.7.
That's right at the low end for you.
He's about to get out of bed. He's got to get up 120.
So the flavors I'm getting on this. So heated bakery. And I joked, and it's weeded bread. But when you first go in on the sip, it's like the crust of the weeded bread that it seems that I'm getting on it. But it's dipped in like this caramel, almost like a brown confectionery sugar kind of is like around it a bit. And it has a little bit of a journey on it. It has a little bit of a journey on it.
He's going 3.5.
I was going to say, might be a 4. Might be a 4.
First sip, it was like I didn't taste the heat at all. Second and third, like to Cal's point, it was heating up. I was like, oh, this is getting a little hot. But then after a while, it
levels off.
It does.
it levels off. And so, I've been enjoying it. I would not think this would be a weeded whiskey if I was to drink it. It tastes more like I would say traditional bourbon.
But I don't think I would call it a bourbon either. I don't think I would be able to tell you what it was. Right? Because like certain ryes, you kind of get that rye right over. Certain bourbons, you get that corn, you get that sweetness to it. Even weeded bourbons, you get the wheat with the corn. Blah, blah. If someone gave this to me, I would not guess what it is. But it doesn't taste like the other things either.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think one of the biggest things to me is like, this is Maker's Mark.
Right.
I just have never tried anything from them.
Right. Other than like a French Oak Steve.
Right. And it's like, that's something somebody created that's off profile for them, right? I'm talking about something they released as one of their annual, like, line of things. Even the cellar age.
So they plan on coming out with this every year?
Annual. Yeah, this is the inaugural release. They plan on doing it annually. I think they're going to switch up maybe the mash bills and things to kind of...
What?
Yeah.
They're switching up
Right.
mash bills again?
Right.
Well, I don't know what they're doing.
They're experimenting?
This is their
What?
first...
Outta here.
And Drew's like, you better not change that up.
Well, no.
I don't know. I don't know that for sure.
I think he's excited. The
like
fact
that.
that they're
I
trying
don't know.
new
I
shit.
mean,
Who are you?
No,
I mean-
but it's dope, man. And we know somebody over there. Remember Big Chetty
Yeah,
on Instagram? Shout out.
Is it,
The homie over there. So when I got the bottle, I sent him a message. I said, "Yo, this is good."
Nah, so Maker's Mark need to say it with their chest. They need to put Maker's Mark on it. Okay,
You said it's on the back.
Stop trying to. No, they hiding a little bit, right? They got Star Hill Farm.
I
And
mean,
the Boat Red
technically, that's where Maker's
from the
Mark
Maker's
is.
Mark.
At least give me the wax top.
Nah, say it with your chest, Maker's Mark. You got this new product out. What is this white top? What is this? It'd be red.
You got the
White
red,
top.
Nah,
strip on that,
say it
man.
with your
Come
chest.
on.
Get out of here.
Say we here.
With your Caucasian top.
Say we here.
We here.
You would have never known.
You wouldn't
looking
know.
at it, and that's that
Actually,
symbol.
I think that's why-
symbol in the
That
middle.
symbol. That symbol.
Yeah.
That symbol.
I think that's kind of why they did it, though, like to set it as a release
I get it.
outside of, you know what I mean? Like,
I don't disagree
know,
with how
you
they
know.
marketed.
yeah, I think it's cool. I do, you know, because I had no idea.
I
to
think
be
Drew
honest.
is just saying that this is actually something to be proud of.
I agree.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, say, we out here taking risks and changing it up. We trying
But
to respond.
that kind of goes against their whole branding.
Right, exactly.
So I also understand why
Yeah.
they marketed the way they did. They're not shying away from the fact that it's them.
I'm not saying they should have
But-
put it in a traditional
Yeah,
Maker's Mark.
right,
I'm not
right.
saying that.
I got you.
I'm just saying, give me at least put your Maker's Mark in bold or something on there.
Nah.
I think they did good with it.
Maker's-
I like
Maker's
the
Mark
presentation of
Star,
it.
You know.
You know,
Yeah, it's
I
nice.
like the collar saying limited release. You know, it's all,
I even like that that it almost looks like aged glass.
yeah. No, the bottle's very nice
Yeah.
and different from what they normally have. So I'm very happy with it. Does anybody have a pour on it?
Yeah, I'll go first. I'll do 3.5. Like 3.5 ounce pour.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
exactly
Okay.
what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Like a solid 3.5.
I want to go higher.
3.75.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, listen, I'm with you guys. I think 3.5 is because that's good. You know what I mean? I'm not mad at it, and it's like very solid. But I just feel like for me, it hits on a lot of right things. I'm not the biggest wheat whiskey fan in the world, and I think this is really kind of tasty.
You know what?
There's this. There is this subtle journey that's happening.
There's a journey.
It's very. You gotta like pay attention to like it has a journey. So that's why
I closer to 4, man.
yeah, I would, but it's subtle. But some of those nuts, some of those notes.
Hey now.
So some of those notes
You liked it.
are like, flavors that I guess I don't necessarily. So I am getting some bitter chocolate. I'm getting some nuts. I'm getting this nuttiness in there. So it's just like, I do like it. Does have a bit of a journey. It's very subtle, but yeah. So that you could probably convince me on a certain pour.
I'm going 3.75. Actually,
Yeah,
I think I'm changing.
Come on now.
I think I'm changing.
Come on,
mine
bro,
to
move it up.
3.75.
Move it up.
And you know why?
You said journey, man.
And
And,
you know
it's
why?
114.
Right.
What really is getting me is because that first sip, I didn't get that heat. That second sip was kind of stingy, which kind of like is kind of what I was
Docked it a little bit.
remembering.
Right. It kind of docked it a little bit.
But every sip after
It's just been a little less stingy. A little less stingy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would agree with that. So
Yeah, this thing's got some legs on
It's
it, man.
pretty
I don't know
solid.
if you guys saw that, but I mean, it's
And the fact that it's something, it's different.
different.
I think I'm going to go to
3.75.
3.75.
Hey,
Yeah.
let's go.
Yeah.
I feel like I coerced you guys into that, but that's all right.
Well, it kept,
It didn't hurt.
It kept changing.
Yeah.
It was, open up a little bit more, perhaps. But I was going off of the first 3 sips.
So, would you guys pay $100 for this bottle?
I think it's worth
Yeah,
I think-
yeah,
I think it's worth it.
yeah.
I would say I wouldn't go really above that. I've
No.
had people ask me like, "Oh, would you pay secondary prices for this?"
No.
No, it's not.
No,
You know.
But again, I'm cheap. I'm not paying secondary prices for most things. So
Yeah.
I don't even know how to get to secondary.
right.
I
Where
don't
where
even
secondary
market.
begin?
Yeah, no. Where
Right.
you go?
I gotta
for
go to the dark web.
that? Secondary whiskey. I don't even know. Not even looking for it.
ChatGPT. Leave me there. But no, man, I'm glad we got to try this, man. This is it's good.
solid.
It's different. It's different, and that's kind of what I was thinking. I was like, well, thinking of things we could review. I was like, this would be a solid one. You know what I mean? So
Star Hill Farms. Shout out to Maker's Mark. Trying something new.
yeah,
Did pretty good on your first go around.
First go around.
You know what I mean? American Wheat Whiskey.
yeah.
2025 release. So yeah, let us know what you guys think. What did you guys think of Star Hill Farms? What did you think about the marketing? What did you think about the rollout? The changing it up? Are you with it? Were you originally a Marcus Maker's Mark fan? Are you more of one now? Like, what's your opinion? Let us know in the comments, and we'll see you there.
Yep. Yeah. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share our stuff.
All that.
We appreciate it.
All
Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. We're on everything. So
Hit it
appreciate
all.
you guys.
Right.
Appreciate you guys.
Till next time. Deuces.
Peace.
Peace.